Come on. All right.
Hello and welcome. I'm so excited because we have a special guest, Forever Eagle and Forever Star, coming all the way from the UK. And this is Diana Page. And I would like to take this opportunity to welcome her and to ask her a few questions. So Diana, welcome to Toronto.
Thank you,
I'm so
Oliver.
glad to meet you and have you here as our guest.
It's great to be back home.
Yes, thank you. So tell me please, I'm going to have a few questions.
Sure.
First question is, I understand that first you are very successful. You are Sapphire Manager and you are Sapphire Eagle Manager. My goodness, there's only few people in Forever Living that has reached that level, which is really challenges for people who understand how challenging it is to become Eagle, but then Senior Eagle, and then Soaring Eagle, and then Sapphire Eagle. So congratulations on that success. And it's especially hard for people who have been in the business for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about your history here from Toronto. I understand you're a Torontonian.
I am.
Canadian.
I am.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you started.
So I am from Toronto. I was born and raised in the city. My parents are actually Italian, so they immigrated to Canada after They're immigrants. So I'm first generation Canadian and had a very, very traditional Italian upbringing and a great upbringing. I didn't have a planned career. I don't come from a particularly educated family, not academic, but I had dreams. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to do things that my parents were never able to do. But when I left school, I had no idea what I was going to do.
Where did you go to school? What school?
I went to West. So I did 2 years at Madonna High School. I don't really know if that's still going. And then I finished my high school at Western Collegiate.
Did you go to university?
I then went on to York University.
York?
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Cool. York alumni.
Yes, we are.
Okay, good.
So I did a psychology degree there, which I thoroughly enjoyed. But still, when I left school, I didn't know what I was going to do. It was with the last employer I was working with that I went to the UK 22 years ago. And I went for 1 year, and I've been there now 22 years because in my first year I met my husband, who is English, and then we got married, and then we had children, and then those children started school. And a few years ago, I stopped saying that we'll stay a few more years. We're settled, and I'm just very grateful. I feel like I have two homes, one here in Toronto and one back in the UK.
Nice, that's very nice. How did you come across for the first time? Where did you hear about Forever Living, and how did that go?
I've got two boys. I've got two amazing young men who are now 14 and 17 years old. I can't believe where that time has gone. And Oliver, although I had a really successful corporate career, the truth was I was really unhappy. I hated it. I enjoyed the money because I was well paid, but I didn't like the politics. I didn't like the focus always on profits. I didn't like the way people were treated. I didn't like the fact that I felt like I was having to compromise the things that I valued to fit in this corporate box. And I knew when I was pregnant with my first child I wasn't going back. I thought I don't want to work in that negative environment. And if it meant I was going to have to earn less money, well then I was prepared to do that because I wasn't prepared to work like that anymore. So I didn't go back. My son was 6 months old and I needed to earn some money. So a friend of mine who I met through having a baby, she was part of my antenatal class. We were just chatting one day. And she said, you need to come and have a look at this company.
Just like that?
Just like that. She said, you can work flexible, you can work part-time from home, you can be a mom, and you can develop some extra pocket money, some extra income. So I went and had a look.
So she invited you to a business presentation or a home presentation party?
So we met for a coffee. She just talked me through an overview of the opportunity.
Like sort of one-to-one type
sort
of thing?
Sort of like a one-to-one. I didn't really...
Of her own version?
Of her own version, and I didn't understand any of it. I'd never worked in the health and wellness industry. I didn't really understand the business model, but I was excited, and I can remember my husband saying to me, "But what are you excited about? You don't even understand what it is, but you're excited?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm excited."
Yeah, I was wondering.
So then she invited me to go along to the business presentation, and I went, and I didn't really understand in real detail how the business model worked, but I caught the vision like that. And And I just thought, my gosh, if just half of what these people are sharing with me is true, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of the culture, because what I saw was a culture that focused on people and relationships first and money second. I saw an environment where someone would hold my hand. Remember, listen, I'm very confident today. I know. Do you know what, Oliver? It's the 16 years I've been with Forever that has developed this confidence.
Yeah, totally good.
You know, so I liked the idea that someone was going to hold my hand every step of the way.
And show you.
And
help
show
you.
me and help me, and I could work at my own pace. And I thought, what if I become really good at it? Maybe I could have that lifestyle that only those other people have. And so when I went home from the business presentation, I was ready to start. And then my husband started asking me lots of questions, and I didn't have any of the answers. And again, he said, how can you be so excited about something you don't fully understand? I said, I know, but I want to get started with it.
You had a good gut feeling about it. It's going to go.
Yeah. I just had a gut feeling about the company, the culture, the ethos, the values. It was different from what I'd been used to.
Good. And you registered and you got your products. And then you started to talk to other people, and everybody joined.
Everybody.
Nobody said no.
Not.
Not. How did that go?
Do you know?
What are the challenges that you had at that time at the beginning?
I always say to you, I will always be honest with people. And for the first few months in my business, I didn't get it. I just didn't get it. I don't know why I didn't get it, but I didn't get it. I was using the products, but I wasn't really using the products. I was kind of talking to people, but I wasn't kind of talking to people. And I think what I had to develop my mindset was, I actually had to develop a genuine desire to want to help other people. And I had to stop thinking that I was, because I don't think what we do is sales. And I think I thought it was sales, so I was always focused on getting the sale as opposed to just focus on helping someone. And when I made that change, things became easier, because then it's just about sharing information, and then it's up to them to decide if there's something here for them or not. And that took a while for me to develop the difference between
approach.
Yes.
Yeah. So instead of trying to convince them, twist their hand to buy a product.
Yes. It's
rather than educate and explain them and let them decide whether this would be something for them. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
And I felt like, I really had to develop a real passion about the products. So I had to use them, which meant as a family, we committed to using the Forever products. That was it. Everything else we replaced. Because I had to walk the talk. I had to feel honest and ethical and authentic about what I was doing. And the passion comes from experiencing the benefits yourself. And that really made a massive difference. Because it wasn't about learning lots of facts and processes. It was just about telling my story, the benefits we got from using the products ourselves.
What is your favorite product?
My favorite product has got to be the aloe vera gel.
Aloe vera gel.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Now, your husband, was he supportive right away, or he was sort of hesitant and was waiting for you how it's going to go before? Because what I see across the board is a lot of, especially husbands, they're sort of, you do your little business type of thing. They don't see it as a big opportunity, big business until the money starts coming in. How was that in your household?
Okay, so I already shared with you that after I'd had a one-to-one or a coffee, and then I went to the business presentation. Both times when I came back from that, he was puzzled. He questioned me.
He was drilling you down.
He was really drilling me down, and I said, okay, this is what we need to do. I said, I don't have all the answers. I couldn't possibly have all the answers. I've not started yet. I said, so you need to go to the meeting, and you need to get your questions answered and do your own research. I don't have all the answers. And that's what he did. And then he said to me afterwards, right, he said, I've done all the research and I have found what the catch is. I said, oh, there's a catch? And he said, yeah, the catch is you're going to have to work hard. I said, that's it? That's it. He said, yeah. I said, I've been working hard all of my career to end up unhappy. I'm quite happy to work hard to end up happy. And so once he had his own questions answered, then he was supportive right from the beginning.
That is wonderful.
And even in moments when I doubted myself, he just kept referring me back to all the other successful people. And if it works for them, and if you follow the system, it'll work for you.
Good. What are the challenges that you had in the beginning?
I had to embrace the idea of setting goals. It's not something I had ever been taught, and it really took me out of my comfort zone, because growing up in a very humble environment, so that's probably the first thing, was understanding the power and the purpose of setting goals. It's not about greed, it is about giving your life purpose and meaning and giving back to others and lifting those around you.
When did you say, you know what, this is really a great opportunity, now I understand it, I really want to take it seriously and take it to the next level?
I can tell you when it was, after I'd been in the business a year.
In a year?
Yeah, for the first 8 months I faffed around. I didn't really get it. Maybe I'm a bit naive, I wasn't that confident, I didn't follow the system, I was all over the place, I wasn't earning any money. And then after 8 months, I made a commitment to follow everything I was being shown, and in just 4 months, my income grew to £1,200 a month, so a couple $1,000 a month. And that was the moment, because I thought 16 weeks of proper effort, proper work in the business, it works. So that was a year into the business, and I thought, I'm going to make this happen.
Good.
All the support is around, the products are amazing, the people are amazing.
Good. How long did it take you to become a manager?
From when I registered, or from when I worked the plan?
Yeah, good question.
No, seriously.
You can be registered for years,
Yes.
but if you don't do anything, it doesn't make any difference, right?
So
let's say from the time when you said, okay, I'm serious, I'm going to work the
4
plan.
months.
4 months. Okay,
4 months.
Good,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Manager, and now you're Sapphire managers. What is this big satisfaction or big benefit that you're receiving from Forever Living, from network marketing?
It's got to be time. For me, success is spelled time plus income equals success. And now, I've been with Forever 16 and a half years. My boys are 14 and 17 years old. And I joined Forever because I wanted to be that mom at home. I wanted to raise my own children. And 17 years on, I can look back and I have no regrets. And that is priceless. You cannot put a price on having no regrets. I've done absolutely everything with my children. I've been a part of their lives, all of it. I've not missed any of it, and I've got some amazing memories.
That is amazing.
But more than that, I've earned a very good income for many years now, and we have been able to, my big ambition in life was to give my boys a better start in life than I had. It's not a criticism against my parents. I have no resentment. They did the best they could with what they had, but I wanted to give mine a better start. I wanted to give them confidence. I wanted to help them have belief in themselves and have self-esteem. And to do that, you've got to do stuff. And I've been able to give them a much better start in life than I had. And it comes in lots of different ways, whether it's extra activities at school and different experiences and sports and travel. We've traveled the world.
Did you have a chance to travel?
Before?
No.
No. Now I do. Before Forever, I never went anywhere, literally. Didn't travel. When I think about time, I did a bucket list many years ago, and that bucket list included all the different places I wanted to visit.
That's wonderful.
And we've just had some of the most magical trips. And some years we've had 2 or 3 months holiday away out of the country.
My goodness. What are the top places that you visited that you're...
Australia.
Great memories.
Australia. In 1 year, we had a month in Australia. We had 3 weeks here in Canada. We had 2 weeks in France and a week in the Canary Islands. We were away literally 3 months. So Australia is one of the top trips we've had. Another top trip we had was just a couple of years ago. We did a 5-week trip through Alaska.
My goodness.
And the Rocky Mountains in Western Canada. And we did things most people will never do. We went to the glaciers, we walked on them, we did cruises, we did airplane ride over them in a little 5-seater airplane.
Unique experience.
Just, we walked down to a glacier lake and fished out icebergs and held them in. I mean, it's just, forever's given us experiences.
It would be hard to achieve that without Forever.
There's no way.
You would be probably stuck somewhere in
I'm
cubicle
not,
working.
Yes, I'm not smart enough to be I'm not Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. I'm just not that smart. But I can talk to people. I love people. I love helping people. And if you love helping people, everything's possible with this business.
Now, being successful, where do you see yourself going from this point on? What are your next plans and goals to achieve, and where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
In the next couple of years, I do have some very, very big goals. And it's interesting, people say to me, well, surely you've achieved everything you want to achieve. And I say, no, I haven't. And so I took some time, and at the beginning of every year, I set my goals for the year. And I have set my goals now for the next 3 to 5 years. And it is all of it, almost all of it, is focused on helping other people in different ways and in different levels and in different countries. But those are my goals, because I call it legacy goals. Somebody asked me a long time ago, what impact do you want to leave? What do you want to be remembered for? And I took that seriously, and I want to be remembered for being that person that showed other people how to be their best, how to achieve their potential, how to let their greatness shine, because someone had the courage to help me do that.
Isn't it nice to see when you help somebody, or you put a seed into somebody, and you give them your encouragement, and then you see them grow?
And that's probably the part of the business I wasn't expecting, because listen, I'm not successful because of me. I'm successful because I have an amazing team, and we've worked together. We have built an empire together, and they're independent, successful leaders in their own right within their own teams. But yeah, it's nice to know that, I started that pebble in the pond.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your story and Through Forever and so on. Now, there will be probably a lot of people watching this video.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would like to ask you to do is, if you can give a new person, when they register and join Forever, and they have this desire, or maybe they're not sure, or what would be 3 things that you can suggest them to focus on, or to tell themselves, or to do? What would be those 3 most important things that they need to do to make sure they would reach success, to whatever success means to them?
Number 1 is, don't be afraid to set goals. Accept the help offered to you on how to go about setting goals around what matters most to you. And it's very personal. Only you can set them for yourself. Nobody can set them for you. But get clear about what you want, because that will be your fuel for your own motivation. Because no one can motivate you, but no one can take it away. So just get really crystal clear and have an emotional attachment about what you want this business to give you.
So your reason, your why, your goal.
Your goal, what's going to get you out of bed and put a fire in your belly. The second thing is, follow the system. Really follow the system that you're going to work with your coach and mentor in Forever, and they'll take you through all the nitty-gritties of using the products and developing customers and developing teams. Just follow the system. And number 3, layer that with a real attitude of personal development, because you're never the finished article. Is keep learning, keep reviewing, and just keep learning and become the best version of yourself, because ultimately success is not about what you achieve, it's about who you become.
Good. So number 1, set goals, have that desire inside, let it fire up. Number 2, follow the proven system. And number 3, what was number 3?
Personal development.
Personal development.
Work on yourself to be your best. Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
Personal development.
Yeah, That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you,
for
Oliver.
coming to Toronto, and it's so nice to have you here, and looking forward to learning more from you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.